when you look at humanity and you look at hundreds of thousands of years of sustaining good lives, you get a lot of people sit there and think, what did Abraham and Sarah do? What did people do back then? When they lived a long time, and what did they do for entertainment and you know playing slots on their phone, or all these irrational, aggressive, manipulative, mundane things that we do. We think they add to our quality of life when they do the exact opposite. They cheapen it. They shorten it. They through the manipulation of it, they corrupt it and make it less valuable. You know, it's the value of life is doing things intelligently, not opulently, and not in a selfish manner. If you're conducting yourself in a better interactive with nature, you're healthier, and you don't need to go off on a vacation or to a spa or anything like that. You just need to work together so you can reap the rewards of your good, you know, and constantly being in strategy and in competition and things like that. Unless it's fun, uh, it has no real intrinsic value or meaning. So if what you're doing to be healthy, to exercise, gets too aggressive, too selfish, and too abusive, it's counterproductive. The more you manipulate people with a superficial frivolity through products and more of a convenient life that's considered convenient through manipulation, it's just very bizarre and insane. And as you watch the insanity of people being amazed by things that are just simply manipulative, would we like a lot of things that we do and enjoy a lot of things that we do if we were living a better life 2,000 years ago? Would we have a lot of things that we consider exciting, or like, would we have Las Vegas, Nevada, if we were living better lives over 2,000 years ago? If people had accepted the humility of the faith of Muhammad after they rejected Jesus, would we be living, would we all be focusing on the Bible and Revelation if they had chose not to try to replace Muhammad with their egos and write it down? The same things the Catholics did, right? Would we have skyscrapers? Would we have giant suspension bridges doing commerce through automobiles? Or would we have boats if we needed to get across the water to see each other and have good times to remember, because we're kind and we're intelligent and we're not trying to pirate each other? Would we have all these things that we consider great through our invention and our ideas if we had lived better lives in the past that would deliver us from the evil of our success of our ideas? And it's just, have you ever sat down quietly and thought to yourself, what if they had obeyed Jesus year one? What if they had listened to Muhammad and regarded and appreciated and lived his redemption of Christ? What if people had accepted Haile Selassie as the Messiah and forgave debt and trespass and loved one another in eternal faithful peace before World War II ever started, you know? What if people were radically sharing the truth to radically change so we wouldn't have this radical abuse and selfishness and narcissism through advertising on television? You know, what if we at one point in time, at any point in time, had lived better? You know, I mean, this is just to ask yourself of what you're capable of today. So you're not doing things on TV that are narcissistic and selfish and distracted and seeing yourself as successful, you know. And exercise. What kind of songs would we have had, and where would we be singing them, and how would we have known about Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday not being sexually assaulted as a teenager to pay her family's bills, you know? What would her life have been like? Or, and then people, would they even have existed? Well, the spirit in the temple, you know, there's the spirit and there's the temple. How would we have heard the temple share things through expression of joy and happiness or kindness and love, and sorrow through loss? How do we explain ourselves to ourselves eternally? And how do we save ourselves from ourselves eternally? You know? Because all the people with the great ideas seem to have all the answers. And right now, their answers are irrational, superficial, keep destroying the environment to make it comfortable for me not to clean my toilet. You know, I can't tell you, you know. I'm not like the people on television. I knew that when I was a kid, and I knew I had no desire to be on television or in the movies. I did the same thing, young Sheldon. You know, you should be a musician. You have perfect pitch. No, they're all drug addicts. And when I looked at success through philanthropy, I thought, well, I like sports. Maybe I'll do sports and do it for just a couple of years, make enough money, and then go share and coach and teach and share history and help people not repeat the selfishness and self-destructiveness of learning from our history, and then do sports in a healthy manner and not a selfish manner that's destructive like our history, was what I thought I was going to do. And then I kept getting told that, I was going to be this famous, influential person, and that's not what I wanted. I just wanted a sweet little wife with some good kids and some fun kids to hang out with and play basketball with and teach history, that we did not repeat the selfishness and self-destructiveness of our history, and then have to talk about it very little, if at all, because we've been so consistently intelligent and learning from the selfishness and mistakes of our history. That's what I thought. That's what I thought my life was going to be about. Then people, that sounds boring. Would you rather watch your aunt die from cancer, your grandpa die from diabetes, your daughter get hit by a drunk driver, your father fly off to drop bombs on Ukrainians or Russians? Does that sound more fun? Okay. Before you open your mouth, think about what you're fucking saying before you fucking say it. Okay? You get tired? Yeah, I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired because of selfish people. It's a wonder I have any energy at all. It's a wonder I can sleep. And then I have the energy to get up and want to have to go through another day of this selfish, superficial frivolity of just bullshit. You have to be a very special person to eternally be faithful and get up and love people enough to keep attempting to help them be faithful every faith forsaking, mean, vicious, narcissistic, it's all about me, selfish day. I just... I'm intelligent to be tired. Very intelligent to be tired. I think it's right to have depression when you're being abused by selfish people that are don't want you to be known to people for being right because they want their wrong to be right. I think it's intelligent to be depressed and feel tired. I think it's intelligent to feel like we're so far from Jesus's love and so close to the camera and the bank account of a pervert, because we are, right? And it's wrong to seek safety in the technology and the bank account of a pervert and deny the truth of a kind person who respects your existence and trusts you to be kind in your privacy to the people that need you to be kind so they can continue to enjoy the precious beauty of this gift of life, right? That you're not cheating on your spouse, you're not beating your spouse, you're not trying to plot to get insurance money to kill your spouse to have sex with a superficial asshole that just gets you better than the person that, I don't know, it's fucking crazy. And they always make entertainment of all this hideous stuff, and people lap it up and watch it, and it's like, why are we still watching this fucking shit on Dateline in 2020? What is wrong with these fucking assholes? Living the Lord's Prayer to be boring. Well, in that case, bore yourself to death. That's how you get, you get to that point, after they kill your mom with cancer, after they, make your lives miserable. You can't, I think, not being stressed out by people trying to have you buy their products to sustain your existence instead of building to last, and then carrying through intelligent maintenance with love and kindness and appreciation and gardening and, and other things, people working together at things that they're good at. So we all have a really good quality of life through sharing. When you do things right, you don't have to spend excessive times doing things, excessively. You don't have big buildings where people go to manipulate. Yeah. You don't have people out there, the most interesting man in the world, painting in the fucking mountains while people go fucking cross-country skiing during a blizzard, and I gotta fucking have children camping in river valleys in Texas during flash flood season. Fuck. Okay. That's all I've got to say about that is just fuck. Y'all must be the most interesting men in the world drinking your Dos Equis and selling it for money. Fuck. I hate it. And then this guy, shoving this stuff up his nose to paint a bad picture of a woman. It's like, okay, Why don't we just stop most of the toxins in the environment and then paint a picture with our hands, driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never want to leave, right? It's nuts. It's just crazy to see people seek all this irrational, unnecessary, undue attention. Hillside Strangler, exclusive original Hollywood hits, narcissistic people making faces for the camera. Oh, fuck, they're all the same face. Is it just me? No, it's Magnum and Blue Steel. Okay. No, it's fucking retarded. People celebrating because they got approved more money to enjoy their indoctrination, their extortion, and their exploitation. And they got kids dancing around doing it, saying, we're passing this on from generation to generation. And they're smiling and they're happy. They got their approved t-shirts on and they're cheering. No credit to the people. Can you give the credit? Take credit for being a person when you stand up for the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer. Otherwise, shut up. Why are you happy? Why are you dancing? Passing on extortion, exploitation, prostitution, genocide, and suicide to people. And you do know that most people that are homicidal are suicidal, live free or die. If they can't fight like hell over what they want, they would rather die. And then people that don't want to fight like hell over what they want get depressed and they say, hey, what's wrong with you? Go to school, be a success. Here, take your meds. How about some electroshock therapy? And the funny thing is, I was the best athlete on the planet during my generation. I know I was. I know I was faster than anybody alive, and I know I could jump over anybody I wanted to. Okay. And when I was relaxed and wasn't abused by my coaches, I was a better coach and player coach in just about anything I did than any of the assholes that tried to coach me. Those were the organized assholes that tried to coach me. The nice people that coached me. Coach Valley. Coach Payne, shoot, Earl, shoot. Shoot, or 512 up the butt. Telling me, go out there, do things, have fun, make them guard you so you can do what you like to do, and that's get open shots and easy shots for your teammates. That's what my two best coaches, Coach Payne and Coach Valley, and they were dads coaching in rec leagues. All the certified coaches, stand here, draw the foul. But if I do that, that's where the guy's leaving the ground and it will hurt him. Yeah, but you can do it because it's within the rules of the game. Now they've changed the rules of the game. They have that little arc under the thing. They always wanted me to go under there and try. That's what Treviso and Oliver abused me so much about, because they said I was a pussy because I didn't want to do that. No, I'll charge 20 feet from the basket. I'm just not going to do it when the guy's attacking the basket and he's vulnerable and can get hurt. They do that to me all the time and try to do that, and it hurts people. Yeah, I get N1s and I get fouls, but it's still bullshit to try to hurt somebody when he beats you to the basket and try to find ways to hurt him and knock him down because he's better than you. I hate that kind of shit. They couldn't say a fly rhyme if it was right under their motherfucking noses. I hate those motherfucking posers. All right? It makes me violent, man. Yeah, cancer. My name is Earl. A guru. Yeah. He was the one celebrity that I was most excited to meet when they told me in Sierra Vista that I was the Messiah. Yeah, I was oh, well, cool. I'm going to meet Guru. Yeah, you get all these people, all the people you wanted. I liked his rhymes. I liked the way he stood up for people being abused with his music. He died, and then Michelle Bowen died shortly thereafter, and I was excited for her because she wanted to meet the Obamas, and I thought, well, if this happens, she'll meet the Obamas. But the Obamas weren't good enough to hang out with Keith at Punchy's house and meet Michelle. And that's the facts of Jack. So that means everybody that sat in the Oval Office from July 19th, 1966. Well, that's not true, that lived. That wasn't murdered. Okay, put it that way. Everybody that sat in the Oval Office from July 19th, 1966 that lived Okay, there you go. Wasn't worthy of meeting Earl face to face. So that exonerates Martin Luther King Jr., Robert Kennedy, you know. A lot of decent people that were in that fucking building that got killed because they tried to be decent. There you go. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, let's have a little girl dancing because she's selling windows. And it's fun to dance on TV for people that are narcissistic and money. They love to put on a show of how well they can dance for money. Yeah. Why'd you want to be a good dancer? Because girls like it if you're a good dancer, you know. I would show girls I was healthy and could be a good dancer. Because they like to go dancing. You know, my mom, I love the nightlife. I got to boogie on the disco. I hated it. I hated dancing like I hated singing. Because they critique and they compare and they, oh, I'm not impressed. That's what I liked about basketball. I mean, in sports and football, well, what are you going to do? You know, he runs like a faggot. You're just pissed off because you can't tackle him. It was high stepping. I got that from Gail Sayers and Walter Payton. Thank you very much. It's hard to grab your flag when you can pull your hips forward and run real fast and high step into the end zone. He runs like a damn faggot. You're just mad because you can't run, Bambi, run. Yeah, Philip Warwick. It's beautiful. It's beautiful when Bambi takes the ball into the end zone. Yeah, look at him go. He always used to tell me that. Run, Bambi, run. That's what's cool about the heart of a offensive lineman that doesn't like to be ridiculed or abused, you know, just for being himself. And got you in close proximity. He could probably crush your face. But he doesn't because he doesn't want to be harassed and incarcerated. Good old flip-flop is what Kim called him. Flip-flop. Why do you guys say that stuff to Phil? You know? No, Phil wasn't a mean kid at all. He used to knock people on their ass in the football field. Oh, yeah. He's a nice guy. You know, he didn't want to be harassed. Just wanted to be, you know, have his have his house, have his home, house, a home, a family, and a girl that loves him so. And don't have her run off to join the burlesque show. You know, pick to find time to leave me, Lucille. 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. The selfishness, you know. Things haven't changed since Judah Krishnamurti and those scientists, you know. Having heard all this, why don't you change, you know? It's human selfishness is the cause of all undue human suffering and stress that we're not going to be able to continue to enjoy the life of sacrifice much more because of the selfish, excessive, compulsive behaviors of narcissistic, selfish people. Why are you so slow? They said I was like Asperger's or savant, the way I talk to people, and that I was disabled, you know. But I told them when they asked me in Sierra Vista and they had Lamel and asked me what I had to do to avoid all of the horrible stuff in the book of Revelation, just live the Lord's Prayer. It's not time yet. Why are you so slow? And they called me disabled.